From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Good evening and welcome to the March 1st edition of Carolina Week. I'm Anthony Stokes.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. Our top story tonight. It's been a long time coming for student body president candidates Matt Calabria and Lily West. For almost a month, the two have been campaigning across campus. Because of allegations of campaign wrongdoing, the candidates have been looking for votes this past week in a runoff redo. Both West and Calabria say they're ready for the campaigning to be over and to know who will be UNC's next student body president.
Well, I feel like we've got a good shot, but I also feel like it's so hard to tell right now. Certainly there have been 2 weeks since we actually campaigned any. And so, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff up in the air.
This week was kind of a kicker because we thought we were done with it. And then the week after elections was a real emotional drain. And then, you know, now we actually have to expend our energy, which is minimal, if not non-existent now. So it's been a lot to handle.
Online voting begins Tuesday morning at 7 and polls will close at 10 p.m. Log on to Student Central to cast your vote and for complete election coverage, watch Carolina Week's live election show on Tuesday night from 10 to 11.
The debate is heating up for the referendum on the ballot Tuesday. A recent forum gave people a chance to express different viewpoints about the referendum. If it passes, it would permit allocation of a fixed percentage of student fees to the judicial and executive branches each fiscal year. Graduate and Professional Student Federation President Dan Herman led the informational session. Herman says the referendum is written to provide a constant funding source. Referendum authors Matt Temper and Jonathan Shalane also attended the meeting. Shalane is the Student Attorney General and says it would help fund retreats, outreach, and technology programs.
This funding would also leave a little bit of money left over for training efforts for the honor system to be improved so that we could go to other campuses like UVA or the University of Georgia or other places that they have student-run honor systems and look at what they do as far as best practices and hopefully bring some of those best practices back to Carolina.
The referendum will be on the ballot Tuesday along with the SPP runoff election. You can vote by going to Student Central.
Tuesday is a big day for elections on campus, and it's also a big election day for the Democratic presidential candidates. It's the most important day of the primary season, Super Tuesday. Senators John Kerry and John Edwards will be vying for more than half of the delegates needed to secure the Democratic nomination. Although Kerry is leading in all 10 states, Edwards could still walk away with a sizable number of delegates. The states holding primaries include California, New York, and Ohio.
The Carolina North Project has many residents asking for answers to unanswered questions. The project will create another campus around the Horace Williams tract off Estes, Weaver Dairy, and Homestead roads. Neighborhoods for Responsible Growth is a local group established to inform all residents about issues that will directly affect their communities. Mike Collins of Chapel Hill is a member of NRG and says the group has concerns about Carolina North.
The main thing that we hear from people is that they don't have enough information to make an informed decision. The university, of course, has made its case, but there are a lot of salient issues that have not, in many people's minds, have not been addressed completely.
Collins says some issues that still aren't resolved are no built-in public transit infrastructure, where the potentially polluting power sources will be located, and when the landfill and chemical waste dump will be cleaned up.
A heads up for Carolina students who want to live on campus next semester. It's time to put in your room requests. Students who want to remain in their same rooms must go online to the UNC Housing website between Monday, March 15th and Tuesday, March 16th. Some recontracting changes include campus-wide smoke-free housing and requiring students to choose roommates if they want to remain in their same room. Also, students can't change rooms if they want to live in the same community. Next semester, Cobb Dorm will be closed for renovations, but Spencer, Alderman, McKeever, and Keenan dorms will all be reopening. For more information, check out our website, carolinaweek.org.
If you're a junior or senior and still living on campus, like myself, then you're definitely in the minority. By this time, most students are ready for that extra space and convenience. If you're planning to make that move next year, here are some of the more popular places to live. First, I checked out Chapel Ridge Apartments off Airport Road in Chapel Hill.
Chapel Ridge features washers and dryers, microwaves, and some paid utilities. To bring the Chapel Ridge community together, there's a clubhouse with exercise equipment and other features. You can take a dip in the swimming pool, move on to volleyball, and then on to the tennis courts. Chapel Ridge is now leasing from $510 apiece if you don't mind 3 roommates to $700 for a single room. My next stop was the Verge Apartments in Durham. No wheels? The Verge features shuttle buses to and from campus. No furniture? You can choose a furnished apartment for an extra charge. The Verge also features a clubhouse, swimming pool, and basketball courts. Junior Hannah Choi moved to the Verge this year. Choi said it's perfect for students looking for a friendly atmosphere.
If you want to live off campus, but you're looking for something that feels like you're surrounded by other college students, then this would be ideal for you.
Rents start at $485 per bedroom and can increase based on floor plans and other options. Other off-campus choices priced a bit higher are the Warehouse in Chapel Hill and the newly renovated Granville Towers, which also offer apartment-style rooms. So if you think it's that time to leave the campus nest, these are just a few places you might want to consider perching.
For links to these and other off-campus apartment complexes, visit our website, carolinaweek.org. Everyone likes a massage every once in a while, right?
I know I do. Have you ever thought about massages as a way to treat an illness? Well, we'll tell you more about it coming up. Hey boys, I like massages.
Was I looking at the wrong? I was looking there, right? Okay.
Spring-like temperatures indicate that spring is right around the corner. It
Oh.
wasn't feeling too spring-like.
I'm sorry.
2 days ago.
I'll put that out.
The university closed its
I give you a 20. I'm sure of it. You're stupid.
Children are influenced by what they see adults do. Remember, a child may be watching you.
Spring-like temperatures indicate that spring break is right around the corner, but it wasn't feeling too spring-like just a few days ago. The university closed its doors for the 3rd time this semester as the Triangle endured yet another snowstorm Friday. Snow covered the campus for most of the day. Still, students were able to eat at Lenore Dining Hall and study in the Student Union. High traffic areas like Polk Place and the undergraduate library were left almost vacant. Crews worked to clear university roads, and Chapel Hill buses were able to run throughout the day.
Research shows touch can be a powerful healer. Carolina Week's Julie Steiner tells us how low-tech therapy is working in a high-tech setting at
Duke University Medical Center are using touch therapy to provide better patient care. Nurse clinician John Seskovich uses touch and massage to help patients manage pain and stress.
There's, so much, if you could say, painful touch in the hospital, shots and procedures and surgeries, and so the idea of a gentle, actual contact therapeutic touch, I think, is good and needed.
Seskovich has been doing touch therapy with cystic fibrosis patient Jimmy Walker for the past year. The South Carolina man has received lung transplants and most recently a kidney transplant.
Being put in the hospital, stress would be away from home and stressful treatments and therapy and all these medications they throw at you, and it's a stressful environment.
Bringing your attention.
Seskovich uses touch therapy to help Walker sleep and breathe better. The gentle massage, along with guided relaxation, ease some of his pain and discomfort.
There's a lot of tension in my shoulders and back, and you can take that away and you feel totally relieved.
There's a growing body of evidence that supports the idea of an important biological purpose for touch. Researchers say numerous experiments with lab animals also demonstrate the importance of touch.
In
studies, rats who were consistently held and stroked grew better, had lower levels of stress hormone, and better immunity to disease. Research suggests that these sensory experiences are critical to survival and development. But patients like Jimmy Walker don't need to see the research to believe that touch can make a powerful difference. In Durham, I'm Julie Steiner, Carolina Week.
Seskovich also teaches patients different relaxation exercises they can work on by themselves.
After grossing $117.5 million at the box office since opening Wednesday, The Passion of the Christ is dominating the big screen. The movie has sparked much international controversy. Some say the movie, which portrays the hours leading up to the crucifixion of Christ, is too gory and has anti-Semitic roots. Others say the movie is an emotional experience for both believers and non-believers.
This was one that brought a lot of emotions from, you know, being sad, angry, upset, even crying to, you know, being happy and blessed and things of that nature.
Many religious groups at Carolina bought blocks of tickets to give out to anyone who was interested in seeing the movie.
Spring brings new flowers and lots of jazz to Chapel Hill. Famous jazz musicians like Ray Hargrove came to Carolina to take part in the week-long UNC Jazz Festival. Despite canceled classes, dozens of fans came out to support the jazz students who performed in a concert Friday afternoon in Hill Hall. Saturday night, the UNC Jazz Bands held their concert. It marked the last of more than 15 shows during the festival. Members of the Dave Berkman Quartet, a successful jazz combo from New York, sat in and performed with UNC's jazz band. Jazz student Eric Hirsch performed in the concert and says he's happy to see the pros get involved with the students.
When you get the guest artist to sub in for other players and work with some of the UNC groups. And the amazing thing about jazz is you can just run over a song in one rehearsal and everyone will be able to know their job and create some spontaneous music right on the spot.
Hirsch and the other jazz students got lots of opportunities to make spontaneous music at jam sessions held every night of the festival. Well, another type of jam session has been going on in the minds of Carolina fans.
No joke. Brad Lewis joins us now to tell us more about Carolina sports. Brad, what's going on?
Well, the men's basketball team is jamming in Raleigh, and it's also senior day for many Carolina athletes, their last chance to make an impact, which will bring us to our sports trivia question this week. When was the most recent ACC title for a UNC men's diver in the 3-meter event? Was it 5 years ago, 12 years ago, maybe 34 years, or how about 42 years since that happened? The answer coming up.
There is really only one boy, one girl, one tree, one forest, one ocean, one mountain, one sky, and one simple way to care for it all. Please visit earthshare.org and learn how the world's leading environmental groups are working together under one name, EarthShare. One environment, one simple way to care for it.
Listen to smoke before you give it a try. Only you. Don't play with matches. Don't play with fire. Cause there's nothing very funny about freaked out fight. Nothing very nice. Homeless minds. So if a gorgeous force is what you desire, don't play with matches. Don't play with fire.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Fire.
If you're a basketball fan, don't you just love this time of year? The players play harder, the games mean more, and a team's season could hinge on one key win or one devastating loss. In Raleigh Sunday night, on the eve of March, and the madness that month always brings, the intensity level had clearly been turned up a notch. But more intensity, same story. The Heels burst out to a big lead, leave their A game, and their B game for that matter, in the locker room at halftime and let State back in the game. After this Marcus Melvin 3 that ties the game, Rashad McCann said, "Let's shift gears because I am clutch." McCann hits not one, but 2 crucial 3-pointers and pours in a game-high 22 points to ensure the Tar Heels win 74-61. The Heels have swept a home-and-home series with at least one opponent since the ACC was formed in 1953. Speaking of intensity, Carmichael Auditorium was rocking Sunday afternoon for the Lady Tar Heels home finale against Virginia. Even Marion Jones was on hand as the '94 National Championship team was honored at halftime. Senior Candace Sutton made sure her last home game was a memorable one, pouring in 16 points. Ivory Latta did a job that will make Emerald proud, feeding the teammate, bam, and one. Camille Little did her normal blue-collar work, chalking up 16 points and 9 rebounds. Head coach Sylvia Hatchell knows this team has a solid chance at something special, just like that '94 team.
We have greatness in our veins, and I just think that we just got a few missing pieces, or maybe just a little more mental toughness, and you know, this team could be a great team. I had a birthday yesterday, but I think I'm more fired up now than I've ever been.
Sunday, February 29th, a leap year. Could the Carolina men's tennis team beat off any weird karma as well as the Georgetown Hoyas? It's an absolutely beautiful day, and the Heels move the match outside. Nick Monroe and Jeff Boyd get UNC going early as the Heels dominate the doubles matches by getting virtually all the bounces. There's only so much Georgetown's coach can say about this one. In singles action, Andy Metzler gets a quick 2-set win that pleases coach Sam Paul. Monroe strokes his way to the win. Get out the snacks, Dad, because this one is over. The new scoreboard didn't work, but the Heels make the scoring easy this day, winning 6-1. What a way to end the regular season. It was senior day for the Tar Heel Grapplers as the team finished the regular season against Appalachian State Saturday. Before the match, seniors were honored for all their hard work and dedication. During the match, they did not disappoint. Mark Canty started the senior winning streak by beating his opponent 6-2. Vinroy Julai, he's been lifting, slams his opponent to the mat, not once, but twice. And heavyweight Ryan Adams not only pins his opponent, but gets the crowd pumped as he caps off a Tar Heel victory against the Mountaineers 36-6. Coach Kerry Colott thinks the win was just what the team needed heading into next week's ACC tournament.
We're going in, we'll take this dual meet win in. I think just now we're starting to peak is how we wanted to have it planned out, and I think the ACC tournament you'll see UNC stand out.
After recognizing the 4 seniors at their final home meet of the season, it went from celebration to competition for the gymnastics team. Junior Olivia Trusty claimed the uneven bars, scoring a 9.95, while sophomore Courtney Bumper's stellar performance on the balance beam brought the Heels another first place. The Heels own the floor exercise with senior Anna Wilson and #1 in the country in floor bumpers, both earning perfect scores for their routines. Bumpers also won the overall competition in this meet and agrees the team did fantastic, breaking the school record with a 197.35 finish.
To go out and have fun and hit all of my routines on every event, and I did that, so I was very happy. But I was more happy that the team hit. It was senior night, and I just wanted the seniors to have a good competition, so the fact that we got our highest team total was awesome.
Carolina Week Sports continues after a break. We'll have action from the Carolina softball team and a special look at a UNC athlete with Olympic-sized dreams.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We have ignition. We have liftoff. Join the next mission aboard the Moorhead Planetarium. For more information on Sky Rambles, call 549-6863.
To you, this is a place to hang a coat. To someone else, it's a place to teach a child a lesson he'll never forget. Preventing child abuse and neglect doesn't just mean reporting it. It means stopping it before it starts. Find out how at preventchildabuse.org or 1-800-CHILDREN. A child is helpless. You are not.
Softball team hosted some Southern Belles from Ole Miss in a Sunday doubleheader and showed them a thing or two about Southern charm. An early score by Ole Miss Britt Handy set the Heels back early in the first, but with 1, 2, 3 strikes, UNC pitcher Crystal Cox held the Bulldogs to the first inning run. She struck out a season-high 11 batters. Senior Dion Street finally put Carolina on the board in the 7th with a 2-run homer, sealing the UNC win 2-1. In Game 2, Carolina started the game off with a single after single to jump out to a 1-0 lead. There was no looking back, and the Heels made a clean sweep of Ole Miss with a score of 3-0. The baseball team should have stayed at home this weekend, ending up with 3 straight losses at the Crow Plaza Rice Invitational in Houston. This is the first 3-game skid since Auburn swept UNC in March of last season. In swimming, after the women triumphed in ACCs last weekend, the men traveled to UVA to play catch-up. Eric Porhotres won a title for the diving team, and Yuri Sugiyama swam his way to a second title in the 200 freestyle, which helped the team place 3rd in overall with 507 points. At the U.S. Indoor Track and Field Championships in Boston this weekend, junior Laura Garrity threw her way to a national title in shot put with a mark of 62.9 and a half. She broke a UNC and personal career record. This win makes her one of the top contenders for the Olympic team. The Olympics is the best of the best competing against the best of the best. But what if you don't watch sports other than Tar Heel athletics? Why should you watch the Olympics? Because at least one Tar Heel has a legitimate shot to shine on the world's most important sports stage. Luke Notenstein has her story.
If you're a Tar Heels fan and don't know who Shalane Flanagan is, you're not paying enough attention. The Carolina senior is perhaps the best Tar Heel track and field athlete since Marion Jones, who you might know as an Olympic gold medalist and a world champion. Teammate and roommate Alice Schmidt says a big reason for Flanagan's success in the middle distance and distance races is her single-mindedness.
My freshman year, she was definitely a more mature runner in that, she was able to listen to her body a lot more than I was. So in terms of running, she's taught me a lot about things like that. So she's been a big mentor for me, and she keeps me on the right track because she's so focused.
Shalane Flanagan has spent hours and hours on this track perfecting her skills. Even though she owns almost every UNC track record plus multiple national championships, she's not done. Her Olympic dreams are becoming a reality as she is training now for the Olympic trials.
The main focus right now is for the Olympic trials in July. And, the most recent meet that I have coming up is the World Championships in Belgium. So that's my focus. And all of these little intermediate meets are, the stepping stones for the Olympic trials.
Fans and teammates alike can see her desire and unquestionable focus when she runs. One teammate sees Shalane as something of a celestial being.
I feel like Shalane is right now on a different planet. She's just so much better than she's doing so awesome.
In layman's terms, Shalane is, well, really fast. As long as she wants to keep running, she wants to stay on top. In Chapel Hill, I'm Luke Notenstein, Carolina Week Sports.
Thanks, Luke. Flanagan is redshirting the spring season of track and field to focus on the Olympic trials. She'll rejoin the Tar Heels in the fall for her final semester of eligibility. Well, Shalane competing right now, training really, not really competing. The men's basketball team, however, will be competing tomorrow night. Clemson, last home game of the season.
Well, even though I'm wearing red today, I wasn't supporting NC State on Sunday, but I'll definitely be wearing my blue tomorrow. What about you, Anthony?
I'll be with you. I'm not going to wear any red.
You guys got tickets to the game?
I actually am going, I think. I should have tickets. It's the last home game. So.
Yeah, they're so hard to get, though, but yeah, I might have to tag along with you, see if you have an extra ticket.
Certainly, absolutely.
Well, I'll be so involved in elections tomorrow night that I probably won't be able to make it to the game.
That is true.
Even though I don't have a ticket. I mean, but,
thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
Did you get a chance to watch the Oscars last night, any of you?
No,
no?
I didn't.
I did not, no. No. At the same time, I watched Lord of the Rings win a lot. So.
Well, Brad, we missed the trivia. What's going on with that?
Well, does anybody have an answer for that question? It was when was the last time a UNC diver won the 3-meter diving?
Oh, wow.
Anthony, that's all you. I have no clue.
See, I don't watch diving. I don't follow that sport very much. What's the answer, Brad?
It's actually D. The answer is D. Eric Porhotres won this past weekend. It had been 42 years. He won with a score of 538.95.
Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Be sure to watch our complete coverage of the student body president election runoff Tuesday night. Have a good night.
Good night.